to A Punk with Toys. My name is Lawrence. In this classic review, we're going to be taking a look at the G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, the Checkpoint Alpha. And I know this is one of the favorites of the A Real American Hero, and I know people want it made in classified. I think this thing is just, it's ripe to be made in classified because it hits the aesthetics of everything that we want in a little type of play set, along with, you know, the gate, whether it be the Vamp or the Stinger. They can do a Cobra version, a G.I. Joe version, but we're going to take a look at it. The only thing that we are missing, or that I'm missing, I guess we aren't, I am. The only thing that I am missing is the clipboard, which I don't understand what happened to it. It actually has a peg for it. I bought this, I don't know, roughly about 6 or 7 years ago. So I bought it complete. I know it had the clipboard. I have no idea. It probably fell in one of the bins or whatever. So I'm assuming I still have it somewhere, but I don't have it on here. So anyway, we're gonna take a look at it. I love to hear if you had this, if this was one of your favorites. Maybe this is something you really want in classified. Hell, there is an Instagram page called Checkpoint Alpha that drops a lot of good information. So please check that out if you have a chance. Anyway, let's get into this. We're gonna take a look at that. Look at all the detail. Put them up there with a I don't know, maybe a MP figure, and see how he looks, and we'll go from there. And we'll obviously check out the speed bump. So anyway, I'm gonna get going. Please take a second, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I drop some sort of classic G.I. Joe review. Alright, so here's our Checkpoint Alpha. Again, I am missing the clipboard, but a great resource if you are wondering, 3djoes.com. They have a great list. Also, yojo.com. It will never be updated because of how it was bought out. But 3D Joes, you'll always get updates if there's ever an update. So, quickly, we'll kind of take a look at some of the stuff now. We start off with the speed bump, which I think everyone absolutely loved. As you can see, it just has a sticker over it to kind of show where it's at. But it is in orange, and then you get the like the red stripes over it, so it sees it as it's going. Now the question is it before it or after? That's all up to you. It would be nice to have 5 or 6 of them, but since they moved around and back in the day, you wouldn't have known, hey, I could get a little bit of sticky tack or a little rubber stopper. But so what we do have here is we have this nice gate that's going to move either back or forward depending how you want to do it. All right, comes off nice and easily. You know, you have your stop. You have probably what we didn't realize, the lights on it, or the reflectors, the light reflectors, but just the detail on it. It does look like a real gate. And of course it pops down here, and it's made so it's supposed to stop as soon as it gets there, or if it comes over and stops there, all right? And I did just realize that it is cracked right there, but either way, I'm not planning on selling it, so I'm not worried. I gotta fix that too. That's like one of those stickers you absolutely have to have. All right, on the top here, we can see there's 3 pegs there. It is a little dirty, but it does have some nice detail showing that it's kind of like a grate. But you do have, like, you know, 3 pegs, so you can fit multiple figures in here. And then we have the camera. That these are the same style, a little different design, but for the most part, the same look as what came with our headquarters, right? So we can see the tubing, you know, where you're gonna have your wiring, 2 different cameras right there. You have your up top here. It's just sitting on a nice arm, and these just kind of pop right in. We have this gun. I've always hated the gun because it always seemed too short, because originally it was supposed to have that really long barrel. But that would get broken off, and rather than fixing it, it looks like they just took the mold, snipped it off. Right? I don't believe that's, yeah, I don't believe this was long. They snipped it off, and they just put like a little round tip right there. It just never looked like a real gun. But again, it could have been a laser gun. It didn't move up and down. But hey, you know what? There's a lot of stuff nowadays, and the 2024, 2025, that their stuff didn't move up and down either. So who cares? But just a nice detail, that they did put into it. It looks like it has like a little laser scope here, but a nice little barrel. And again, always be careful if you're going to try and put the hand on it, because you might just snap that thumb. And then over here, we have a scaled down light, and if you're able to look into it, you can see exactly it's supposed to have a light on the inside. Again, it would be nice to say, hey, this would have been nice if it had one of those like little clear pieces to make it look like a light. But the truth is that would have been lost and would have been one of the most expensive parts. But again, nice little detail on it. It's supposed to move up and down. This is something that if they made it today, it definitely would move up and down. And then you just got an antenna, because I would assume there's got to be some sort of radio in here. All right, now this thing does come off. I don't want to take it off. It's just a pain. It's a pain to take to put back on to get the ladder on. Okay, so you do have four legs holding the top piece on here. You're gonna have checkpoint alpha right there, GI Joe, restricted area, present ID. Again, I'm assuming this is how it's supposed to go. And some people used to leave it, you could leave it like this, right? And then it would move out. All right. Other people would have it this way, where they'd have to walk out. Again, you kind of had to do it the way you wanted. I always liked it like this, but then the stop sign was on the opposite side. That's one thing they could have done a little bit better, just so the stop sign would have been on either side. All right. And then if you look in there, you have like a little radar. So it is registering everything that's going on. Right here, sorry about the light there. You're going to have to rectify that going forward. Right there is where the clipboard is supposed to clip on. It does have some stickers. And again, here we have the nice ladder. So you could, again, you weren't doing pictures, but I guess you were acting like they were going up. And going forward, 20, 30 years, 40 years, gosh, we can do wonderful pictures with this, with them climbing up, especially with like the newer figures. And then when you just kind of look right there, we can see some nice detail. Again, this to me would have been awesome had they kept making more and more and just add on to it. So quickly, we'll kind of show here we have our Shockwave. I need to replace his rubber band. He's getting a little loose. But, if you were looking to and you wanted to just kind of peg that thing in there, maybe. So there it just kind of sits. I'm not pushing down on that because I'm not risking breaking that. But you could put 3 figures in there fairly easily. And then we have this piece right here. And then we can have our speed bump. So we're going to take our little police car. There's our police car. I guess we should probably go this way. Probably love that noise. And as it kind of comes across, we're going to open the gate, and then you're going to make them go over it. Again, get some sticky tack and place it down where you want it. But again, this was a really fun thing. I think just moving this, making Cobra smash through it, one of the stingers or a hiss or something like that, that's, again, that's your fun. That's your world building that we did as a kid. So anyway, that is your review of your Checkpoint Alpha. I'm pretty sure I got everything. A lot of detail, just a little bit of detail. You can see the way it just kind of goes out, so it makes it a little bit easier to get figures in there. Again, I really do wish I had the clipboard. Those are little things that you weren't thinking about when you were kids, but that's why it's probably so expensive. I should go look it up on eBay and be like, oh boy, yep, I'm not buying that. All right, let's wrap this up. All right, so there you go. That is your Checkpoint Alpha review, your classic review, taking a look at something, again, world building at its finest. This thing is really cool. It has a lot of little accessories. And I know a lot of you are asking, where did you get the police vamp? These were available on eBay. They probably still are. I bought this, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago off eBay for like, it was either 10 or 15 bucks. They had a police one. They have a like a fire one, I believe. They had a dune buggy one, something like that. They still use this mold. This mold, again, I don't know if there's a company that's gotten more out of a mold than Hasbro's gotten out of this. It's actually made by, I forget who was, Funko maybe. Not Funko Pop. I don't know. Look it up. They've shot up in price though. So anyway, but back to this bad boy right here. Again, go ahead. Check it out if you like it. I love to hear a story. I don't know why I just said that. I got lost in my train of thought. I love to hear a story. Did you have this? Is this something you took? Did you lose it? I know my original, which I still have the base piece. I don't have any of the supports or anything like that. But I'd love to hear what you have to say if you had this. Maybe it was one of those ones you had to play with your cousins. You thought it was awesome. But anyway, please tell me a little story. But before you do that, please take a second. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I drop a classic review. Now, don't go anywhere. You're going, this is awesome. You haven't done these. I haven't done it in a while. So I got a little lazy. It's summertime. But anyway, right up here, I'll drop another classic review. And down here will be a playlist of all the classic reviews that I've done. Take care.